happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we got that Representative Ratchet, aka Jasmine Crockett, once again unable to control her mouth, talking her way into even more serious trouble in this newest update, guys. I'm excited to get into it. So we're gonna get straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out. Got a little insight. I wanted to share this with you guys off the top. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett says she does not have to explain why her family has been cashing their dead grandmother's Social Security checks since 2004, quote unquote, saying our family's business is our family's business. Wow. Sure. Until your family's business is defrauding the taxpayer, Doge has already fixed the problem and promised to claw back as much as possible. Oh my goodness. Had to show you guys that tidbit off the top, but let's get straight into it, guys, and see what's going on with Miss Jasmine Crockett. Check this one out. It says Jasmine Crockett. This is Jimmy on X saying Jasmine Crockett may be the dumbest person on planet Earth. Okay. Let's give it a look.
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Wow. Okay. It's not a criminal violation to enter this country illegally. It's not a crime. That is from the words of Representative Texas, Miss Jasmine Crockett. I'm trying to figure out who voted this lady into office. She is nuts, absolutely nuts. We got JB the Great on X saying that the black community has got to get past this energy. Jasmine Crockett was smart enough to not behave this way on her journey, but once she reached her destination, her task, like every other prominent black figure in the limelight, is to help maintain the status quo of keeping the lower class black mentality at the forefront. Listen to the way she speaks. It's so nasty. It's so negative. She brings race into every single thing she speaks about. It doesn't even matter. Listen to her.
There are going to be people that tell you that you don't belong. And I am here to tell you over and over and over that you absolutely belong. There are people that are going to tell you that there is not a table in which there is a seat for you. But I am here to remind you of Montgomery and those folding chairs. Let me tell you that we know how to use a chair, whether we pulling it up or we doing something else with it.
Wow.
Let me be the first one to tell you that I know that y'all are ready to put your boots on the ground. That's your cue. There we go.
She's absolutely lost her mind, guys. Absolutely lost it. If you guys don't know what she was speaking about, she's speaking about Montgomery, Alabama, where there was like a brawl that broke out. And it seemed, well, most of the folks, the loonies on the left, tried to paint it as some racial brawl or some, racial war, but that's not what it was. But Jasmine Crockett, once again, trying to draw that wedge in between you and your neighbor when you guys are more alike than you are different, probably going through the same exact struggles. But Jasmine Crockett liked to beg to differ. And then this next one is really getting her into some serious trouble. This is from Unlimited L's on X saying, Jasmine Crockett says Democratic donors want to see the safest white boy for their 2028 candidate and claims they have chosen. It is not a black person nor a woman. Okay. Let's check out the clip, guys. I don't even want to do too much talking. I want you guys to see this insane comment that Jasmine Crockett decided to make on this podcast. She just doesn't seem like a real person at this point. It makes no sense.
It is this fear that the people within the party, within the primary system, will have about voting for a woman, because every time we voted for a woman, we've lost so far. And I think that that's a natural fear because we just want to win. So there's a lot of people that are like, you know what? Like, let's go find the safest white boy we can find. I mean, I'm just saying.
Those are the callers that we're hearing. We're hearing people.
No, for real.
A white man's got to do it. We're getting those callers.
For real. And to be clear, when we talk about them, I can tell you that there is one specific candidate. I had a donor on the phones with me telling me that all the donors are lining up behind that candidate. So I can tell, and I can tell you, it's not a black person nor woman. Okay, so like it is, they have, quote unquote, they have chosen. And when I say they, it's the same donors that most likely had their opinions about Joe Biden and move. So like that would be the they that I would talk about. Here's what I want people to understand is I do absolutely agree with Malcolm when he talks about not ceding your power. At the end of the day, don't give up your power. People fail to recognize how unique Trump is. They continue to say, well, we lost. Well, they both lost to Trump. Trump, who is a misogynist. Trump, who is going to ramp up the misogynist in the first place, because that's what he does. He is disrespectful. Like right now, he still doesn't know how to deal with me, because if you punch me, I'm punching back, okay? So like, here's the deal. Now, I know he think he running again. But that ain't happening. I don't care what all is going on in this country. And I don't care how many things we won't say we are absolutely going to do. I am telling y'all with all confidence, he is not running for a third term. That is not a thing.
Oh, wow. Guys, talk about disrespectful. She says Trump is disrespectful, misogynist. Makes no sense. Saying you punch me, I'm going to punch you back. Sounds like a direct threat towards the president of the United States. That's not a good road to go down. I'll say that right now. I can see why this clip is getting so much heat. Jasmine Crockett loves to make excuses for these folks on the left, saying that, you know, they're not ready for us. They're not ready for a qualified black woman. But guess what? I think they are. But they haven't seen it yet. It's definitely not true. You haven't posed or put yourself forward to be like, okay, she is our best effort. Our best foot forward is probably going to be Representative Jasmine Crockett, because she represents herself so well, and she is, you know, she knows her stuff. But she doesn't. You can see so many times, so many clips, Jasmine Crockett absolutely making a fool out of herself. She thinks all these folks are laughing with her, but they're actually laughing at her, because she's saying the most outrageous things, and it doesn't stop there. Just want to show you guys the narrative that Jasmine Crockett uses. We got Sarah Fields here on X saying, hello, Jasmine Crockett. I think you need a history lesson. Allow me to help you grab a pen and a piece of paper, because she gets the facts about the Republican Party just so wrong, so incorrect. I'm going to show you right here, and we'll read a couple of those facts. See Jasmine Crockett.
They try to act like, oh, political violence, it's the Democrats and it's the liberals. And it's like, actually, I mean, I'm not going to say that like a left-leaning person cannot be violent, because that would be like crazy to say that somebody can't be. But baby, y'all got the white supremacists galore, okay? Like all of them. You got the Proud Boys. You got the neo-Nazis. You have people that literally should be classified as domestic terrorists, because a lot of times that is what they are doing. They are engaging in domestic terrorism. And guess what? They all align with your side.
Yeah.
Including the KKK. So like, I mean, this is who aligns with that. So like inherently in like who you are, y'all are violent. Like
right.
Y'all, and most of your violence has to do with people that's got a little bit of melanin. But nevertheless, like y'all are a violent group of people. Like you attract violent actors. And like, I'm sorry, I know they tried to make Black Lives Matter out to be the most violent. What about Black Lives Matter? No. So that's the thing. Like they try to pretend like that. And they try.
I really believe she has lost her mind. That she talks about violence. You want to talk about non-violence? Jasmine Crockett literally assaulted a reporter simply because she didn't like his narrative, his questioning that was coming out. Jasmine Crockett called for Tesla takedown day, violence on Elon Musk, and she wants to talk like she's just some innocent saint. Oh my goodness. You can't make up some of this blatant hypocrisy. And then we got Sarah Fields taking her to school saying the Democratic Party actually created the KKK after the Confederacy's defeat in the Civil War. Says Jim Crow's laws in the South were actually created by Democrats looking to overturn Republican civil rights. Immediately after taking office in 1913, President Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat, fired most black people who worked in the federal government. I'm going to leave that alone. The Treasury Department, Mail Service, and the Navy, basically saying that he separated them and based off of their race is what I'll say, because, you know, I have to watch what I'm saying on YouTube. I don't want to say too much stuff, but the list goes on. You guys probably already know these facts like I do. I mean, I was at first misinformed, but But then after being informed and reading all the history of what's actually going on in the Democratic Party, or what's went on in their past, their history, I'm seeing that I probably should not be supporting these folks. But old Jasmine Crockett, she would beg to differ and say that it's all the folks on the right who are violent. And then we got Fox News host Will Kane with a brutal compilation of Jasmine Crockett's greatest hits, quote unquote. Check this one out. I want you guys to see this before I ice the cake with this last clip.
Seems like a comedy bit that you might see out of Veep, but we didn't make this up. It's real. It's a congresswoman, a real one, asking a real witness, I guess, real questions.
I want to play a game. It's called Trump or Trans. You ready? Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me whether or not it is Trump or trans people that are responsible. You understand? Cutting health care?
Trump.
Firing government workers who keep our country safe?
Trump.
Encouraging an environment of hate and divisiveness?
Trump.
Thank you so much.
Chock full of lies. She went on to say as well that Trump's caused inflation. False. Kidnapped and deported American citizens. False. Put us on the precipice of a recession. False. It's just classiness all around from Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, which at this point really should be no surprise.
I know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey. We know how to use a chair. Whether we pulling it up or we doing something else with it.
Somebody slap me and wake me the up, because I'm ready to get on with it.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Off.
All of this obviously leads to the question of who voted for Jasmine Crockett.
That's a very good question. I'm glad someone finally asked it. I was feeling the same way. Like, who actually voted for this lady, brought her and put her in the office? I mean, I got one more I wanted to show. That's why I saved this for last. The best clip, because I wanted to put on display, showcase that not all black women are like old Jasmine Crockett. There are definitely some classy, educated, and intelligent, articulate black women out there, but Jasmine Crockett is everything but that. Check this out. This is Peyton Jackson. And we got Erdnays on X asking, how does she not get the attention that Jasmine Crockett does? It's just a matter of time. That's how. Check her out, guys. I want you guys to see this. Not all are like this.
When I first announced my run for Congress, I had this random white woman, liberal, walk up to me and ask, well, what about you isn't Democrat? To which I responded, well, besides my skin color, what about me is Democrat? And it was at that very moment that she realized that God gave her enough common sense to ask me about my values. Now, don't get me wrong, I was raised to vote Democrat down the ballot. So when I first started, I would say things like, I'm a Republican, but I'm not a conservative. But now I know all too well I am a full-fledged, hardcore conservative, and I'm proud of it. I mean, my favorite saying is I was born black, not Democrat. But in all seriousness, whenever I began to think for myself politically, the choice was easy. I mean, why would I want to belong to a party whose mission is to infringe on the Second Amendment, as if a criminal would ever participate in something like a mandatory buyback? Why would I want to belong to and endorse a godless party? Because there is no such thing, and I mean no such thing, as a trans child. We have confused children and sick, enabling adults. Why would I want to belong to a party that takes pride in shedding innocent blood? Number one, as if that's not what God hates. Number two, as if there's not a black market for baby organs. And number three, as if abortion clinics didn't start in the hood. Because if you think Trump is bad, you should research exactly who Margaret Sanger was. But speaking of the black community, why would I want to belong to a party who's responsible for the foundation of the Triple K? But it's not just that. Supposedly in the 1900s, the party switched, right? But what never changed, what I noticed never changed, is Democrats' love for immigration and how they have always prioritized that over the black community. I mean, imagine every single Democrat leader helping you joke about what a black job is in 2024, exposing your ignorance on 1924 and how imperative the Immigration Act of that year was, how it was all reversed in 1965 with the Hart-Celler Act, how Congress refuses the advice of the Rockefeller Commission and the Hesburgh Commission, and how to this day they refuse to adopt the Barbara Jordan blueprint, validating every single thing that Dr. Claude Anderson spoke of generally, but specifically what Mrs. King spoke of in 1991 with her letter to Congress. Now look, I'm not saying that the Republican Party is perfect. No, nobody's perfect. What I'm saying is I side with Malcolm X when he said that the liberals were the worst thing that could ever happen to the Western Hemisphere, but y'all ignore that, just like how y'all ignore LBJ saying, and I quote, "I'm going to have Negroes voting Democrat for the next 200 years, and by God, 60 years later, I see no sign of recourse, but rest assured your vote is your voice, even if it is a whisper."
Wow, guys. Wow. And that right there, I just had to show you that. I feel like that icing cake perfectly illustrates that there are definitely some classy, intelligent black women out there like Miss Peyton Jackson, but they're not getting votes because we got Representative Ratchet, Jasmine Crockett, filling up those spots. I'm trying to figure out who voted for her and not Peyton Jackson when she first ran for Congress. This makes no sense to me. Jasmine Crockett, once again, putting herself in the line of fire. She's asking for trouble in this one, guys. Definitely hop in that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next week.